this episode of Ask Jenks. This is our social media video series that takes questions submitted by you, our Jenks citizens, and addressed by our city councilors. This week, we have Councilor John Brown with us. Thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me here.
Perfect. We've kind of done this with our other councilors and our mayor. We'd love a little history. So can you give us what ward you cover?
Sure.
Kind of the geographical area of that, how long you've been a counselor, and then let us know what you do in your real job.
So I'm over Ward 1, which is from the river to Elwood, and from the Turnpike all the way to the northernmost portion of Jenks. We've been in Jenks since 1988. Been on council for a little more than a year now. Prior to that, I had 8 years on the Planning Commission. And when I first came to Jenks back in '88, I was involved in Leadership Jenks as well. So
this series, Councilor Brown, as you know, we are taking citizen questions, things that have been burning maybe in some people's minds, and they really want to know certain updates and certain things about city processes or city projects. But one that we see a lot, can we have an update on our Main Street improvement project?
I've heard many people joke about the state flower of Oklahoma being the traffic cone. And those who've lived around the Tulsa community for a while or been on our turnpikes know that this is because we all hate construction. Unfortunately, completing road construction in an existing commercial corridor is like trying to get dentures one tooth at a time. We simply can't shut down local traffic or commercial traffic to speed up the process. So to answer the question, it's going to be a little long, but I'll try to summarize the project. Also, I know that you'll be posting the details along with this video to help those that are in the community. Before I talk about the target completion dates, I should talk about an overview of the project and mention what's been accomplished so far. The first thing I need to clarify is the Main Street project. It's an improvement project, not a widening project. The primary purpose for this construction was to improve our drainage system and infrastructure, as well as to complete the repaving of the Main Street from First Street to Elm. This project will not involve adding more lanes or street widening. We also know the importance between connectivity between Main Street and Veterans Park. So part of the project also includes Birch Street and the needed drainage between Main Street and Veterans Park.
Okay, great. So that's really important, I think, that you hit on that this is an improvement project, not a widening project. Because I think maybe there was some confusion about people thinking more lanes were going to be added, but it's more about infrastructure and improving this stretch of road. So now that we've kind of had an overview, maybe you can give us a little bit of information about what's actually been done. Because I think people want to know, okay, we've been driving one lane for a while. What have you guys done?
So projects thus far has included a complete new drainage system on both sides of Main Street, as well as on Birch. Curbs and gutters were added to the south side of Main Street. Sidewalks were added along the east side of Birch Street and both the north and south side of Main Street. A new irrigation system was installed along both sides of Main. Trees are being added on the north side and south side of Main all the way to Date Street. A median island is being installed with curbs and gutters completed on the north side. And finally, the base layer of asphalt has been completed along both Main Streets and Birch. That leaves the question, what do we have left to do?
Yes, what is left to do? I think that's really important. Where is the light at the end of the tunnel for this?
Well, as I mentioned, I know that you're going to be putting the full list out for everybody to look at online. We will be installing new streetlights along Main Street. And of course, new sod will be installed along Main as well, which takes us to the final part of the project, which is Phase 5. Phase 5 should begin in about 2 weeks and should take 2 to 3 weeks to complete. During this phase, what we can expect to see will include the completion of the new median island, completion of the curbs and gutters that are on the south side of Main Street, along with the east side of the railroad tracks. We will be reinstalling the railroad crossing signals. And then finally, the contractor will complete the surface layer of the asphalt on both Main Street and Birch between Main and Aquarium Place. We will also be overlaying the existing asphalt between Elm Street and Date so that the asphalt will all match. I know that's a lot of information.
But it sounds like we're kind of getting to the near end of this project, which is so needed and is going to just be even a more beautiful entrance to our downtown, which we love. Well, that wraps it up today for our episode of Ask Jenks. I want to thank Councilor Brown for taking time out of your day today to come and address this question from our citizen, and to be honest, multiple citizens for this. It's a really important project. We're excited about it. So thank you for being here. As always, if you have a question for our counselors, it can be about any city project, city processes, anything to do with the city, please visit our homepage at jenks.com. There's a link there to submit questions, our social media pages, and these videos are on our YouTube channel. As always, it is an honor to serve you, and this is Ask Jenks.